Just the amount of traffic that's out here. He's backed off from hitting any vehicles with his hands at this point, and it's probably because it's caused him quite a bit of pain. But Sandra, as you can see there, the traffic is still flowing, coming into the Pasadena area very soon here. So he's staying in that car we were hearing, and continuing his pursuit here about 70, 80 miles an hour now. We saw him slow down for a time and speed up, so he's staying in that carpool lane. Now, one of the problems with the motorcycle pursuit is the CHP really can't do a pit maneuver on this without seriously, injuring the driver here. And also, spike strips may not be called for because of the nature of the vehicle here. So, CHP having a bit of a difficult time. They're hoping that this guy will come to his senses and pull over. Now, look at him. He's signaling with his hands. He's putting one hand up. We don't know what that means. That's the hand that he injured. He may be having quite a bit of pain. He's holding his chest there and putting his hand up, almost looking like he's wanting to pass out there. His head dipping down. Now he's weaving a little bit in and out of the lanes. We don't know if he's playing this up, if he's just doing what he was doing earlier. We see him weaving there, but again, a very dangerous situation, not only for this driver, but for all the other drivers that are out here. This guy, we haven't seen him actually hit the cars with the helmet. I think that activity is going to stop at this point because I think he is realizing that he's in pain due to his own doing there. But again, this pursuit continuing here through the Eagle Rock area, approaching now the 2 freeway into the Glendale area. Looking up at the helicopters there, you can see him take a glance up at us to see what's going on. But again, they have airships overhead. We haven't seen super excess speeds that we see in other motorcycle chases that could, exceed 100 miles an hour. So we haven't seen this from this guy at this point. We're hearing that at most he was doing about 80 miles an hour, 90 maybe at most. But again, the CHP just staying on it through the approaching the Glendale area now at this point. The speed's about, he's slowed down a little bit now, about 70 miles an hour. But again, he's having difficulty with that left hand. You see him put it on the handlebars there, and, he may have an issue with braking with that hand, if he can, squeeze that brake or not with that left hand. So, Lena and Sylvia, very interesting pursuit taking place out here. Started in the San Bernardino area, and here he is looking back at police officers. And he's making gestures to the officers there. I'm going to pull out and show you. Yeah, he's very agitated with those officers. Being very defiant, and just kind of looking back and forth, weaving back and forth on the freeway. I'm going to try to get. Oh, look at this. He's crossing all lanes. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just reacting. Gil, go ahead. He just went all the way across 3 lanes. He'd been barely looking. He didn't seem to have his eyes on the road at all there.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, I'm going to pull out and show you. The CHP has started a traffic break. They've stopped all traffic from passing the vehicle. You can see some cars coming on the on-ramp here. And looking ahead here, the freeway traffic still is medium to light, but now he's past that 2 freeway. He's approaching now the 5 interchange, so this is the 134 he's on right now. We'll be approaching the 5 freeway here in just a few minutes, going through the Glendale area. But again, just being very agitated, defiant with the officers, very aggravated, but continuing on despite his pain, despite the pain he inflicted on himself by punching those cars. Still northbound on that 170 freeway, and dangerous move there as he proceeded off the off-ramp there. Now he's looking at him. He's looking at his hand like he's in pain. That move must have caused him some pain there, going through, probably having to brake. He had to slow down a bit there. Maybe squeezing that wrist was painful for him. But again, a very sketchy move there as he exited the freeway last minute. And then jumping right back on the freeway. You can see him, definitely he's got some pain. Look at him switching his hand here. Switching hands. He's now throttling with his left hand.
Oh, wow.
So, he may be having trouble with both hands at this point.
Oh, my goodness.
But look at him. He's very, very agitated at this point. Very dangerous for this driver. Left-handed, crossing his arms there, pulling on that throttle, but continuing to drive. And look at that. I mean, now he's switching back over to a normal position with his hands. But, very dangerous situation for this driver, this motorcycle. He's definitely in some pain. And, it just boggles the mind why he wouldn't just pull over and give it up.
Yeah, and you can easily understand how at that rate of speed, by reaching out and even putting his hand in the way of another car as he's passing, allowing the other car to smack him in the hand and in the wrist, that he could have broken a bone. He could have.
How is that even allowed, on highways? And why didn't they put like the, I don't know what they're called, but like the spikes you put on the ground, and they have spikes in them and pops their tires. Like that could stop them, but like that should not be on the streets and stuff, because like that's really dangerous and just really bad. Like, who thinks GTA is real? When you're that age, who thinks it's real? That's crazy. I tell you, people crazy.